Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us as we get set for this race at Texas Motor Speedway today. It should definitely shape up to be an interesting race. Normally, we have had two active members participating in this race, but we actually have a new member who decided to join us today, TJ Zachary, who was there alongside the number 22, Aaron Vogt. Top three, all of our members placed in top three in qualifying today. It was real interesting to see. These guys ended up with the three best lap times. Aaron Vogt in the 22 had the top first position for qualifying time. TJ Zachary was second, and Joshua Fix in the 83 was in third. So they'll be starting in those first three positions for the race today. It's going to be interesting to see as we round up this season one how this race plays out. As we get underway here, pace car is off, and we are green flag. Got some interesting paint schemes out there today. And Vogt in the 22 running that road paint scheme. That is a slick scheme on that car. And then if we jump over here to TJ Zachary, he's got the blue and white paint scheme with AC Delco. Interesting scheme as well. Slick also. I like the red rims on that car. That is pretty neat. As we start this thing off, number 83 has dropped out toward the back, it looks like. We have Aaron in the 22. He is in first position. TJ Zachary is in third. These two we're going to need to, really be in the top three. We're going to need to watch these three in this race. I'm not sure, maybe the 83 might have had some issues back there. I'm not entirely sure. But as it is right now, we have Aaron Vogt in the 22 leading in first place with TJ Zachary right there on his heels. The ticker hasn't updated yet, but the gap is not terrible. I look for this to be an interesting race, this is what we had hoped to achieve with more members, is the races being a lot closer. Not to take anything away from the AI. The AI can definitely make races interesting, but I don't know. I feel like the quality is a lot better when it's actual members. And humans are taking over instead of AI. It makes you got that human error effect where the AI can get aggressive, but normally they don't incur any errors in a race unless someone actually comes into contact with them. So the more human members we have in these races, the more the unknown factor becomes greater. So we are going to take you for an in-cab view of TJ Zachary in this one. But you see it from what he sees on the inside there. Steady trying to close that gap on Vogt in the 22. He seems to be doing it. Red rims look nice. I like that scheme on that car. That looks really good. These guys get really creative, and just to make everyone aware, they do their own schemes. Like most of these guys either create for one another or they create their own stuff. Take you back to got a caution here. I'm not entirely sure what happened. may need to run that one back because maybe it happened toward the back there. I'm not sure. We're going to pause for just a moment. I'm going to see if I can run this back and figure out what happened. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get our sponsor shout outs out of the way while we're under this caution. But see if we can figure out what happened. Be back with you momentarily. Today's sponsor spotlight is for Working Man Outdoors. Real experiences, real results, real affordable. They're not here to sell you a fantasy, they're here to give you the real deal. Working Man Outdoors brings working class outdoor adventures to your level and your budget. Experience duck hunts with all the thrills, none of the fluff. Located in Southwest Louisiana, give them a call today and book your hunt. 843-919-0405. Working Man Outdoors, where hard work meets wild reward. Rewound it some. Still haven't seen where the incident occurred, but should be coming up. I feel like it happened towards maybe the back of the pack. Focusing on the end here to see just if we can see where it occurred at. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe some bumper up. Got a little close there. Still no caution yet, so no, it wasn't from that. Keep watching here as try to figure out what took place. Unless maybe the 83 down there on the apron caused him to throw to caution. So I don't see where anyone made contact here, and it looks like this right here is where the caution picked up in play at. So let's see if we can figure this out. Yes, I'm guessing it had to do with the 83 sitting down there on the apron. It's kind of strange, to be honest with you. I've never seen that happen before because he was down below the white line, so I wouldn't say he was a hindrance to the race or even a safety factor for that matter. So I'm not sure what the race director's stance on that was. He was down far enough below that line not to cause any issues with the actual the race itself or safeties of the drivers. So I don't totally mind blown on that one. So take you back up to the front of the pack there. Still got Aaron Vogt in the 22 holding down the first position. TJ Zachary right there behind him. Carry out this caution lap. So we are wrapping season 1 up. Next weekend, Saturday, we will be at the iRacing Super Speedway for the next race. After that, the following weekend, we'll be at Dover, And then the very last race is at Myrtle Beach Speedway. And that's going to wrap up season 1. With TJ Zachary there joining late in the season, Aaron Vogt is leading in the season standings by a long shot. I think he has well over 100 points last time I looked at the standings. And with it being this late in the season, first place position awards you 40 points per race. So even if, let's just say hypothetically here, TJ Zachary was to pull off a first place win every race from here on out, still wouldn't be enough to top Vogt in the standings. So it's safe to say that the 22 is going to come away with the championship in this season. But as we gear up for season 2, that's what everyone needs to be looking to, because season 2 is going to be a difference maker. I've heard many different things being tossed around. You guys know I'm all about sharing the spoilers with you as much as I can as I get the information coming to me. But season 2 is going to be that season to watch out for. This league is pushing really hard to try and be centered around its members, and there's talk that season 2 will still carry out with all of its league members free entry, and I'm hearing ideas being tossed around about a possible purse for the first place champion. Again, nothing set in stone, no amounts have been disclosed, but they are talking about having season 2 be free entry with a purse. Now, season 2 is going to kick off with the truck series, so they'll be retiring the Gen 6 cars and picking up with the truck series. So that's going to be interesting. TJ Zachary has made it out into the lead here in that first position. And Vogt is trailing behind him there. The number 4 car in the mix there. Oh, he's squeezing past Zachary. Got that first place lead going on right now. I know the ticker's a little behind there. I'm not sure what that's about, but you can see there it just uploaded. So Vogt number 4 is now in that first position, and it looks like Zachary just stole it back from him. These guys are going to be battling. I mean, we're only on lap 8. They're going to be, at this rate, they're going to be going at it for the duration of the race. Make things interesting. But to touch back on what I was saying earlier, season 2 is going to be with the truck series. So Gen 6 cars will be getting retired, and they may come back into play later on in future seasons, but they'll be swapping over season 2 to the truck series race, and the other series that'll be running actively on Wednesday nights is going to be our MX5 series with the introduction to road courses. Now, from what I'm seeing, the truck season is looking to, it looks like it's going to have a 25-week season. That's pretty lengthy. However, the MX5 series is looking like it's going to be possibly anywhere from 12 to 15 weeks. Again, that's not set in stone at the moment. That's just what they're looking at. If that's the case, I would err on the side of caution to say that there may be another series that gets introduced once that MX5 series ends. Again, a lot of this is talk, but look for it to develop and actually be set in stone in the coming weeks, because we're at the end of season 1. Like, this is it. We have like I said before, iRacing Super Speedway, Dover, and then ending with the finale at Myrtle Beach Speedway. So season 1 is almost a wrap. Season 2 starts 2 weeks later, so about middle of September. With that happening, things are going to be getting set in stone for season 2, so that everything transitions really smoothly towards the end of this season. So just be mindful of that. Keep your eye on the social media channels for news as it comes about, because we're at that point where things are going to start getting set in stone for this second season with PRL pretty quickly. As we head back into it, TJ Zachary is still in the lead there, with Aaron Vogt in 22 hot on his heels. Sparks flying there from the 23 car. These guys are battling it out. This race is definitely an intense one. The configuration for Texas is 1.5 miles, but as the guys quickly saw in qualifying and definitely practice, once you got about 17 laps on those tires, from how the turns are and being able to be full throttle and at least one of the turns for sure, you wear those tires out quickly. And about 17 to 20 laps in, you really start to notice it. And you'll notice too that in a lot of the areas where you can go full throttle, once you start getting that tire wear showing up, you ain't going full throttle in those turns anymore. You got to start easing off and kind of trying to stretch the use. Now, with the Cup Championship, these guys are running with an unlimited number of tires. So pit strategy is not really a necessity yet. But this afternoon, with the recruitment race for the Truck Series being here at Texas also, that one's going to be interesting, because those guys are only going to be allowed 2 sets of tires. So once the wear on those tires are set in, you're running with what you got and hoping that it holds out. I do believe, if my memory serves me right on this, I want to say that the Truck Series is maybe about 10 laps shorter. We got 83 there coming back into action after a brief hiatus. He just kind of come out of nowhere. He's not in the top standings, so obviously whatever issues he incurred earlier in the race, he's a few laps. Well, he's actually 7 laps down to be exact. So he's kind of getting up there with these guys. Just honestly, I guess have fun at this point. So kudos to him. I mean, being 7 laps down, there's 40 lap race. It's not going to be a comeback story, that's for sure. But he's still getting out there with the guys to give them a little push and keep things competitive. Obviously, he's not trying to win here in this instance. It's just I guess more so of a motivational thing. He's back out there on the track with his boys, and they are rolling. 22 is back in that first position with TJ Zachary hot on his heels as they come into the turn here. You see there, turn 2, I can't remember if it's turn 2, I could be wrong, but normally with a fresh set of tires, I don't think it was turn 2. Fresh set of tires, you can hold one of those turns. I can't, matter of fact, just the turn coming up. So I think it's turn 1. You can hold full throttle up until that tire wear that we talked about earlier kicks in. and you got to kind of start letting off of it. The other turns, you even with fresh tires, they got such a sharp angle that you still gotta let off that pedal that's to the far right, and you ain't got to really touch the brake pedal. But as the laps increase, you kind of do tap it a few times here and there, keep you from getting close to that wall. So again, that's I'm kind of interested to see how things play out with the truck series being limited on tires. These guys aren't going to be able to just jump in the pit anytime they want to and get tires like they can here, even though we haven't really seen that in the Cup Championship, because the duration of the laps that are set, they're not out there long enough to really be in a dire need of tires. So it's not really a big issue. Maybe that's something that we can possibly look at with the truck series coming up, since nothing's set in stone yet. Maybe they make the laps on the race a little bit lengthier so that pit strategy does become a real thing. We'll see. Definitely something we're going to want to watch out for. I do look for some kind of official statement or something to be put out as far as the rules, and that'll probably be released on the social media channels there as an update. But I look for them to put out some kind of official statement on the rules and all the outliers involved in the race there that are going to play a factor in these races, so that everybody knows what they can kind of look forward to. Make this all a little bit more interesting. We're down to 16 laps left in this race. Aaron Voten 22 is still holding that first position down, with TJ Zachary right there behind him. They're keeping up with each other this duration of this race, and that's the awesomeness that we want to see in these races. You're not gonna get this kind of neck and neck excitement with AI. You're talking about something that's computer generated. It doesn't have a brain behind it, and it takes the human error out of it. If I was to throw this same race on with 37 AI drivers, no human members whatsoever, it would be a really dull and boring race. Those guys would probably never wreck, never even tap one another. They'd probably spend the entire duration of the race running single file. So those 2 and 3 wide moments that you're used to seeing in these races here with actual members out there on the track, you get to see that kind of stuff. You're not going to see that with a straight AI race. Those guys are going to get out there and be real uniform, all falling one behind the other. All those exciting moments that would come from that human logic of, let me see if I can duck out from behind this guy and sneak around his bumper and use his draft to get around it. You're not going to really see that with AI. They're competitive, but usually that competitiveness that you see from them comes from the mix of actual members being involved in the race and that human logic coming into play to keep things interesting. So hopefully as time goes on with this league, they see more members jumping in, they see more interest being engaged on their races and their content, and it gets people involved and wanting to be a part of it. I've talked with a few of these guys on the regular, and they're really laid back. Like the league itself as a whole is just really laid back. These guys look forward each week to getting out here on these tracks and putting the laps down and bringing that competitiveness every weekend. And they want everyone to see what they have to offer as a league, and it's they're striving really hard for one whole unit of cohesiveness between each other, and while still being able to be competitive. There's been a lot of talk about week in and week out of other leagues having issues and running into hiccups. And that's not the case with this league, because there's only, as you see, 3 active members who are participating in these races, and they want to keep it that way, but they also want more people participating, because more fun comes with the participation. So it's another thing they're looking to do with season 2 is gauge that interest by adding more incentive to want to get people to be involved. And I've mentioned it before in previous broadcasts, but if you're interested or you're curious about wanting to get in with these guys and run some races, even the recruitment races, they're putting these things on so that people can kind of get a feel for how these members are. And if you're interested in that, there's links to the Discord on the social media channels. You can jump right in that Discord if you're already an iRacing active member. You can get right in on this action just like these guys are doing. It's really hassle-free. They try to make it a simple process. So just something to keep in mind. I don't want to touch on that too much because we need to get back to talking about this action between the 22 and Aaron Vogt and the 23 to TJ Zachary going at it. There's 8 laps to go in this race, so we're close to seeing that checkered flag come out and wrapping this thing up. Again, we just want to remind you of there is a recruitment race this afternoon with the Truck Series. Season 2 recruitment race. The broadcast time for that is going to be, I'm going to say it's around 9 p.m. So be looking out for that on the social media channels. If you haven't already, search up the Facebook page for the league, Palmetto Racing League. Like and follow it. They post all the events there for times and whatnot, and links also to the Twitch channel to be able to keep up with the streams. They have the event already created for the truck race, and we're looking forward to that action. A couple of curveballs being thrown in. See how that's going to play out. Hopefully the same 3 members from this truck race here, they show up for the truck season race, the recruitment race this evening. 6 laps to go. 22 is still holding down that lead. Number 83's done jumped back up in the mix there. I don't know if he's managed to make it all the way back around, and he's still 7 laps down, so he's getting caught back up in the action, trying to keep things interesting. But again, he is not affecting first or second place. He is just there. Gap trying to get a little wider there between Aaron Vogt and the 22 and TJ Zachary. They're still holding on those first and second positions. Could you imagine these two running a team? That would be some chemistry there. Really, between any of these guys. Maybe as members come into the league, team racing might start becoming a thing of the future, a possibility. That would get really interesting. Making a pit stop, swapping out drivers. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. It is a cool idea to think about, though. The possibilities are really endless with these league races. They're not like your official races that you run in iRacing on the regular and you worry about people guidelines. These guys are still competitive, but for the most part, everyone's getting out on the track and driving pretty sensible, not trying to cause accidents or commotion. Just overall a really fun time and something to look forward to each week. As we run it down, we are now 2 laps to go before wrapping this one up. These guys holding their lines pretty steady, but if you notice though, they've really had to back it down on power, because by this point they've almost ran a 40-lap race, so it's safe to say that there's not any tread left on the tires. They're hurting at this point. But again, a 40-lap race is not enough to really bring out the need for a pit, if that makes any sense. You can successfully do a 40-lap race on this track configuration without the need to come into the pit, unless you're smacking into the wall or having contact with somebody. It's doable, let's put it that way. And that is the race. Aaron Bowten, the number 22, takes the flag today. First position. That's another 40 points added to his season standings. TJ Zachary will be added to the standings as well. Forgive me for this. I'm still a little rusty on their point standings, but he should gain about 30 something. I want to say it's 37 points or so to his standing. So nice to see him jumping on the leaderboard. We hope that he'll finish the rest of the season out with us and jump straight into the season 2 action in that truck series. It's going to be interesting. Let's get these victory laps in here from Aaron Bowten, the number 22. This guy has earned it. He how about those wins last week? Pulled away both wins in the recruitment races for the truck series and the MX5. I was talking with him earlier in the week about those, and he in all honesty had no intentions of pulling out the win there at either of those races. So that was really cool to see. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. So we're going to wrap up this broadcast from the race today, and we hope you'll be joining us again this evening for the the recruitment race this evening. Again, I'm almost positive that will be at 9 p.m. Again, that's listed on the Facebook page there. You can see it up on the screen at the bottom. Palmetto Racing League on Facebook. Check it out. It'll have it there for sure. So y'all enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and again, we hope you'll will join us this evening for the season 2 recruitment race for our truck series. Y'all have a good one.